I have just this morning got my hands on Samsung's new Z Flip. That's his brand new folding phone. We're going to take it out of the box and see what you get for that £1,300. So, as we can see, we've got the packaging here. It's got the big old Z on the top, and yes, I'm going to be saying Z, not Z, because I'm English. We've got the nice purple Z there, and it's purple because I ordered the purple one. The packaging otherwise is pretty much unremarkable. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, mirror purple, 256 gigabytes. So let's crack into it. Of course, security sealed on all sides, so I'm going to need my handy little friend over here, the old multi-tool. Over here. Okay, so inside it says Flip, so we have Z Flip, or Flips, which is probably what it would be called if it was launched in the 90s. Everyone loved Zs as pluralizations back then, didn't they? I certainly did. We're going to leave that there for now. Okay, so here's the main box, and this must be the exciting part. There we go. Oh, okay. The future changes shape, this pamphlet reads. Meet your Galaxy Z Flip. Welcome to the next level foldable experience. Galaxy Z Flip. I think it's about time we met Galaxy Z Flip then. How about that? Let's get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Bye-bye. And here we go. The phone itself. And crucially, it has this care instruction on the front. Now, let's not forget that when Samsung launched the Galaxy Fold, which I just happen to have here, it had a screen protector over the front, and it was not very clear that that wasn't supposed to be removed. And when it first sent out all these samples to press, it started peeling this thing off, and it just destroyed the screen. Samsung recalled it, made some tweaks, sent it out, and then that's the one I bought. So what this care instruction says, do not press the screen or the front camera lens with a hard or sharp object such as a pen or your fingernail. Doing so could result in scratching or puncturing them. When folding the device, do not place any objects such as cards, coins or keys on the screen, and obviously trap those things in there. The device is not water or dust resistant. Do not expose to liquids or small particles. Now that is a shame, because we are kind of used to seeing a lot of devices being water resistant now, which I think could make us a little bit careless with phones that suddenly aren't anymore. Taking them out in the rain, for example. I also listen to a lot of podcasts in the shower, and I'm just going to have to not do that with this one. There we go. Okay, I think it's time to get rid of this and to really open this thing up. So let's flip it over, and we can already see it's got this lovely pink effect. I'm just going to flick that around for the above camera. Hello there. To hopefully catch the light. Okay, so we peel it off here at the side, and here at the other side. We go flip over, exposing the screen, flip back, exposing the rest. Get rid of that. Packaging. You can take off this little sticker, and there we go. The back of the new folding Galaxy Z Flip. It's basically a mirror. If you move it around, maybe you can see my own face staring back at the camera. Obviously we've got the join in the middle, camera unit at the top, and this little extra outside screen, which I will come to later. This side we just have an unbroken screen. Just moving it around in the light, there is a little bit of a crease in the middle, because of course the screen has to flex, and just like we had on the Fold, there is some amount of slackness, let's say, in the middle of the screen, which is necessary to help it bend. Speaking of bending, why don't we give it a go after all this time? That was it. Okay. Immediately, I can tell you, it is a much smoother motion than the Fold. This it doesn't snap shut like a glasses case would, one of those awful snappy cases. This just, you can push it the entire way, which is really nice. The Fold, once it goes past a certain point, it just becomes sort of slack and wobbly, and you snap it shut. I think I prefer this. This just feels very smooth, a lot more refined, frankly. If we have a look on the outside, we've got USB-C charging, we've got the speaker, slot for the SIM card, power, and I presume, is that a fingerprint scanner? No, I don't know. Maybe it is. Yeah, so that is everything we have there. We're not going to turn it on quite yet, though. We can just see it in the palm of my hand, and then we put it away. See what else is in the box. Galaxy Z Flip Premier Service, blah blah blah, comes with a year screen protection. Okay, that is good. So if you do happen to knacker the screen within the first month of bending it over and over again, you can have it replaced. Oh, with a cost of £99. I mean, okay. I've only spent £1,300 on it, but that's fine. Yeah, charges for a replacement. What do we have in the box then? We have a Samsung Adaptive Fast Charging Charger. UK spec, of course. Your experiences will differ. Let's put that away. We then, of course, have a USB-C charging cable to go with the plug. Again, let's get rid of the packaging as we go. In this tiny little box, just a USB-A to USB-C adapter, always handy if you've got these cables. Pop that there, pop that packaging away, and finally we have AKG headphones. I'll be honest, this is a little disappointing that it comes in the box with these wired headphones. Yes, they're USB-C, so you don't need to use a dongle, but the Galaxy Fold that I bought came with the Samsung Galaxy Buds, and of course with the launch of this, Samsung launched the updated version, the Galaxy Buds Plus. Now, I really think that, again, this is a £1,300 phone. I think they really could have bundled it with the same wireless earbuds that you'd have got with the Fold. I think that would have been a nice sweetener for anyone looking to get the phone. Yes, the Fold was £2,000, so maybe that's why they did it, but actually I have pre-ordered the Ultra as well for £1,400, I think, and that also came with free Galaxy Buds Plus. So I would expect that they should really have done a bundling with this as well. But hey ho, we've got standard wired headphones. They've got a nice sturdy feeling cord cable. No idea what the sound quality is like. I expect pretty okay for bundled earphones. And they're of course of a different tips. I can pop those there for now. And that is everything else in our packaging. Now, crucially, what I have noticed, for those of you who are interested, everything in here appears to be made of paper. That is all paper. That, I think, is all paper. And therefore, it can all be recycled. We don't have a lot of extra plastic bits, which will inevitably have to go to landfill. And I did miss this bit that was stuck inside the lid. Of course, we've got a SIM tool just there. Good news if you want to put a SIM card in it. And, oh, interesting. Okay, so we have quick start guide, obviously, warranty card, regional lock guide, if you want to regionally lock your phone, and what we have is a case. Now, this is a two-part case, much like I found when we had the Fold. It just snaps into place on one side, snaps into place on the other, and there are some like little sticker bits that you can peel off so that it keeps it firmly, because obviously this can easily slide off. And that should just help keep the outside free from scratches. The screen doesn't really need a protector, because the idea being, of course, that when it's folded, nothing can get to your screen. But for now, take off the case, don't want that. It's time, I think. Okay, no, oh, I see. It's time to power on the phone. So let's do that. I'm gonna press and hold. And here we go! Do-do-do-do-do. The phone is on. We can swipe around. Do-do-do-do-do. I was going to get annoying quickly. Let's just go ahead and mute that. Put it on vibrate mode. So, as we can see, we can move the phone around. We can go into the gallery. Absolutely nothing there yet. Albums, stories, shared, pictures. We can go back. Play Store. No Wi-Fi. Not signed into Google. We'll have to do that at a later date. But otherwise, it's the exact same Android interface you'd expect to see on any of Samsung's phones. Netflix seems to be pre-installed, Samsung members, whatever that is, and Spotify, Netflix, what more do you need? Very little, I would say. And let's give it a go. Let's start giving it a bend while it's on. And I like it, there's no distortion in the screen. We can move it around. The text doesn't bend or go all weird like when you used to press onto one of those old LCD panels. This is very, very seamless. And we fold it closed. And that's when the little outside screen comes to life. Now, I believe that this mostly shows obviously the time, the date, any notifications, but it also shows you incoming calls. And that can be really handy, of course, just so you don't have to open the phone every time to see who's calling you. It's like the old flip phones where you'd have that little outside display, and that just makes life that bit easier. Of course, you see the cameras on the back, and I believe, let's just say we close that up, and we double press the power button, and yeah, indeed, difficult to see, but trust me, it's there. Maybe you can see above. This little screen turns into a display for the main outside cameras. Now that's great because then you can hold it up and use it as your actual selfie camera. You can use the better quality version for your selfies, and that little screen makes it perfectly easy to compose those shots. It also means that you could prop your phone up. No, you can't, because it will... No, okay, well, ignore that. Maybe you can't do that. But yeah, when it's closed, it means you can do selfies with the outside screen, and that is great news for those of you who are into that. Now, there is, of course, a front-facing camera on the screen on the inside. Difficult to see when the screen's black because it's hidden away. So maybe we can open something else. Yes, for example, this. You'll notice there's a little hole punch for the front-facing camera on the inside. Of course, that does mean that you can use that to take selfies with the inside camera, but it also means that you can use the phone for Skype or Google Hangouts, or no, what's it called now? Duo, I think, or yeah, any video calling app. And that means that you can put your phone on a table, prop the phone up, and you don't need to have a stand. The phone kind of does the rest, and as you can maybe see from above, it's transformed the screen, and now the display that I'm seeing of myself is limited to just the top half of the phone, and the bottom is just for the controls. That makes it very, very easy if you did want to do some video calling, if you wanted to maybe even do some vlogging. I could now, in fact, go into video and start recording this to camera. I'm not going to, largely because it would be a faff to edit in. So here we are. Yeah, I think that's quite a cool feature. But obviously, with any new form factor like this, app developers are going to have to start getting on board with creating apps that can take advantage of this sort of dual screen display. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what different companies do with that. I can also very much see it working well for gaming. You could even have the bottom part as some sort of gamepad, while the top half is actually where you see your game. Admittedly, it would be a smaller screen. But there we go. I think it's a really interesting form factor because, unlike the Fold, which I very much see as a tablet which you can fold away. It's a very, very big screen. You fold it in half, and then it's gone. And you've got the smaller outside screen if you want to have that. Whereas this phone, when it's open, it's almost the same size as the Galaxy S20 Ultra. I think it's about 6.7 inches, which is obviously a very, very big phone, and maybe you don't want to have such a big phone sliding into your pocket. Instead, this, you fold it in half, and you've got this tiny little square, and it is actually surprisingly small. It's thicker than, let's say, an iPhone without a case. You can see there, it is thicker than any other phone, but it is a little bit thinner, I believe. Actually, no, no, I think it's about the exact same thickness as the Galaxy Fold, but obviously its general footprint is a lot smaller. This thing is quite big. You do notice it in a jeans pocket, especially if you're into your skinny jeans. This, I imagine, could sit unnoticed much more easily. But that does, I think, bring me to the end of this unboxing. Not super special packaging or anything. It's pretty much what you would expect if you were buying any phone, but that's fine because you get something quite interesting inside the phone. If you have enjoyed this video, then do please make sure to hit like and subscribe to CNET for more, and do that because there is a lot more coming on this phone over the next few days.